Erik Olsen z nami. Hey buddy, how you doing?
I'm alright. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. This is your first time here in Poland?
Yes, my first trip to Poland, and it's my first time fighting on Wotore as well. Yeah.
And how you like our country?
I like it. I can't understand anything that's being said, and I can't pronounce anything, but everyone's been very hospitable. The promotion's great, and I don't have any complaints. I like it.
Nice. And give me your thoughts about promotion. When you first saw Wotore, your thoughts, it's tough, it's bloody,
Well, yes, it's tough, it's bloody, it's all that, but it stuck out to me because the whole, like the way the smoke, the drums, everything, it looked like it was from like a video game, like Mortal Kombat or Soul Calibur. So I was sitting there watching it and I was like, yo, this is amazing. This is better than the early UFCs because it's just the whole production and everything on it. I like it. So I messaged them and I sent some of my fights because I do a lot of bare knuckle fighting in England, and I fought in Bellator back in New York and everything, so here I am. Yeah.
And it's a bit like the movies with Jean-Claude Van Damme, The Quest and so on. Tell me about your bare knuckle fights.
So the bare knuckle fights I started doing about 4.5 years ago in England. I'm currently on a 3-fight win streak over in England with 2 stoppages in my last 2. It's just boxing with no gloves on. It's actually, in my opinion, the easiest form of fighting because it's not MMA. You're not getting kicked or slammed. But, I think I got one up on the competition because I know how to punch without gloves on and what I'm trying to do when I land a shot.
So is it different than punching with gloves? What is different?
When I punch somebody with gloves, I'm trying to punch like a hole through you. When I punch somebody with no gloves, I'm pulling it, I'm whipping it, so I'm cutting you. I'm trying to put scars all over your face like I'm Jack the Ripper. I don't try to knock people out in bare knuckle. I just try to cut you up because 2 cuts, that's it. If I want to knock you out, I'll just kick you or headbutt you.
So it's not a crazy fight, with a KO, but more like
cuts.
A ripper, the cuts. That's interesting.
I mutilated my last opponent. He was 4-0. I took his literal, if you look at the Matty Hodgson fight, I took his whole eye basically off a jab. I corkscrewed the punch, thumbs down, knuckles twist, and that's it. And the doctor stopped it. You don't gun for a knockout with punches with no gloves on because you could break your hands. Yeah. You also can't hit people in the body really because you could hit elbows and hips. So that's a big thing. But I've been doing this. I've got 10 fights over in England in bare knuckle. I'm 6-4, and 6 of those wins, 2 of them, the last 2 are by stoppage, cutting people up.
And what about training? Is it harder to prepare for the bare knuckle because you can spar with no gloves and so on?
As far as training goes for me, I've been at UFD gym for 5 weeks, just basically training wrestling and grappling because those guys are all monsters, Gleison Tabao and everyone over there. As far as bare knuckle goes, all I do is I do bag work. I don't wrap my hands, so I can strengthen my wrists. But if you throw a punch the wrong way with no gloves on, or even with gloves on, you're going to break your hand. So it's just knowing when to punch, where to punch, and when to pick your shots, I feel. And I've got 4.5 years of experience. I mean, counting all the times I've mashed people out in the street, what was it? I'm pretty particular with it. If I want to knock you out in this tournament, I'm going to headbutt you. I'm going to kick you. I'm going to knee you, elbow you. If I'm trying to cut you up and play with you, I'm going to punch you.
And you can also stomp.
Oh, yeah. Nice. It is. What was it?
You ever did that?
In a ring, in an actual sanctioned fight, no. Outside of that, yes. But I've never done it with no shoes on. I've always had boots on when I've stomped somebody. As far as stomps go, I'm thinking maybe not, because I don't want my luck. I'll probably soccer kicking someone's elbow and break my foot. So if I get someone down, I'm looking just to headbutt them until they don't exist anymore.
Speaking about outside fights, let's call it like this. You have a lot of them, and really. Tons. Who like to fight such guy, with the tattoos on his face and really
tattoos on my face and my neck when I was younger. Okay. And I'm from New York and Long Island. Everyone's got an attitude. These are all knife wounds from street fights all over me. You just constantly get into drama when you're young, and more drama than the president with North Korea. You know what I'm saying? I'm older now, so I focused my energy into fighting. For the most part, if someone bothers me or runs up on me, then it'll be what it is. But otherwise, I'm just looking to do this professionally and make a name for myself, which I think I've done pretty well with the bare knuckle. And now I'm very excited for this promotion to give me an opportunity. I'm not going to disappoint. Win or lose or draw, people are going to see a fight.
Media or people call you a bad guy. What can you say about that?
I can say the media is portraying me as something I'm not. They said that I was a Nazi extremist, which is not true. I am not a Nazi, never been, never will be a right-wing neo-Nazi. It's not real. And they're saying that when I'm coming to Poland, of all fucking places. As far as me being a bad guy, it depends. Like, it's a fight. So I'm not going to be your friend before we fight. But maybe I will be if I know you. I don't view it with any emotion, and I get into it with fans. Like, when fans insult fighters, I take that personal, so I'll fire back on them and insult people back, and some people will be like, oh, he's a dick, he's this or that. But if someone's cool to me, I'm cool to them. At the end of the day, we're trying to fuck each other up for money. You got $13,000 on the line. I didn't come here to make friends, you know? I came here to fuck you up, and then we can be cool after. But until then, I'm looking to fucking, I'm trying to demolish that whole tournament tomorrow. But I'm not a Nazi. Had to clear that up.
And you know the history of Poland, so you know.
Yeah, so I seen these things. I don't know who the fuck put that out. And I'm sitting there like, yo, I'm going to Poland. It's like, this is where like the Nazis did like terrible things with concentration camps. I'm like, who the fuck is making this shit up? What was it? I don't have any Nazi tattoos. My tattoos are all fucking Viking tattoos and just crazy shit. And again, I'm 38. I got a lot of tattoos when I was younger. But I don't have any swastikas, any SS stuff on me. So I don't know where they're getting all that from. A fucking leader of a Nazi white supremacist gang? No, not at all. They wouldn't have let me out of prison.
And what about the prison stories, prison fights?
Yeah, I've been in jail. I've done a lot of prison time. I did 3 years straight, from 22 to 25, between Downstate Correctional Facility and Fishkill Correctional Facility, Nassau County Correctional Facility, Suffolk County Correctional Facility, fucking Riverhead, Yaphank. Yeah, I've been locked up a lot growing up, but it wasn't for anything like race-related. It was arson, weapons possession, and then just smashing people's faces. And I was young, stupid. Somebody looks at me wrong in traffic, I drive them off the road and put their face through their windshield, get in trouble for it. And then when you're locked up, you're gonna fight all the time.
Okay. And fights, right, in prison?
Yeah, tons, nonstop. Tons of fucking jail fights with other inmates over nothing, because you're bored. What else do you got to fucking do? Lift weights, read, and fist fight. So, you know, I consider it like I got one up on the competition because I don't feel nervous. There's no nerves before I fight tomorrow. I've got 87 fights in a ring, amateur and pro. And then I have all this stuff on the street where you're literally like almost dying, getting cut up. What are you going to do, knock me out tomorrow? Okay, then I lost to another professional fighter. If I win, then you lost to a professional fighter, I help you up. But there's no like ego for me, and I'm not worried, I don't get nervous or anything.
Can you show those scars to the camera? Szymon, zerkniemy. Wszystko po przecięte gardło. Okay.
This is a knife wound down my back there.
Czyli wszystko po nożu. Knife wounds, right?
Yeah, my face got cut up. These scars up here are a mixture of bare knuckle fights and then some cuts. This is a blade wound in a street fight where I grabbed the blade. I got fucking tons of other ones going up from people cutting. It's like what it is when you're younger and crazy and people can't beat you, they try to use weapons. So then you grab a weapon and start using it. End it like you're like a Viking warfare.
You're lucky you're alive.
Yeah, I don't know if it's luck, because sometimes I think it would have been easier if I wasn't. What was it? I consider it more like if you believe in all that stuff, like luck and God and all that, that's for the person to decide. But maybe I'm not, and this is like the afterlife, and it's just a continuous fucking joke. Who knows, right?
Last question. Give me your thoughts about the other fighters, because some of them are MMA fighters, yes. And what do you think about that?
I think they're all nothing to be taken lightly. I think they're all good, and they're all crazy like me to be doing this. I don't underestimate anybody. Anybody in that tournament, I'm approaching with caution and full respect of their skill set. And as much as they say they're MMA fighters, so am I. Like, I fought in Bellator, I fought guys that were ex-UFC before. I fought in England in MMA, in New York, I fought in Tennessee. So I've been around MMA gyms. I've trained Anthony Giacchino, a guy from Long Island, New York, who's a black belt, Ryan LaFleur, and those guys down at Long Island MMA. I've trained with all those people a lot. So I'm not just a boxer. I think a lot of people think I'm coming into this just a boxer. Most of my fights are all K1 and Thai. And I can, I got a decent single and double on me, so we'll see what happens. But I respect them. I understand what they are. They're what I am. So only one of us is going to walk out of there with that money, though. So I'm looking for it to be me.
And that's going to be bloody. Thank you very much. It was nice to meet you.
Very nice meeting you. Thank you for the interview. Goodbye. Thanks. Thank you.